It's the I Can't Mom Today podcast with Heather, the new mom, and Vera, the seasoned mom. I Can't Mom Today.
Today we're talking about some language, and there's going to be some foul language here, and we're not talking about ducks and birds and everything else. We're talking about some dirty words.
So if you're going to listen to the podcast with your children around, don't.
Yes, stop now, or if you get offended and grasp those pearls, turn off now.
Yeah, because this is not appropriate for children.
And some adults.
And some adults. Yeah, if
grandma's in the car, get out.
If cuss words offend you, then be afraid. Be very afraid. No, I'm teasing.
Or curse words, whatever.
Curse words, swear words, however you call them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, this is Heather and Vera back again with another episode of I Can't Mom Today podcast. How are you doing, Vera?
I'm good, and Heather is right next to me. Huggies. We're both sweaty. Sorry. But we're here in person together.
Yes.
Because Heather is in Tallahassee. Mm-hmm. Why are you in Tallahassee?
My nephew's getting married.
And so you're here to obviously be there. Yeah. I remember when your nephew was just like 11.
I remember when he was born.
Well, yeah. But when I met you, I think he was 11. I think he was like
he was young, though. Wait, hold on. How long have we known each other? How old is Lucas? So about 14 years?
Yeah.
So he would have been like 7.
Oh, my God. He was even littler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. That's crazy. So, yeah. So that's what's going on. So Heather's here in person. So that's where we have to excuse our... It's a little different sound-wise. Not like you guys are big audio people, but in case you notice, we sound a little different. We're sharing a mic.
Is this
we have some
iced
cool
coffee?
Drinks.
We don't know. We just don't know.
We're making it happen. Oh, wait. Take a sip. Okay.
Refreshing.
Right, and we had Baker in here. Hopefully we'll get Baker to say some things.
Yeah, he was losing his mind, so we had to let him go.
Yeah, but I'm glad that fabulous rad Brad is here.
Yes, he is.
And they're sitting outside while we get to do this.
While the pool tempts them because we didn't bring bathing suits.
What were you thinking?
I wasn't. I had a board meeting this morning that I had to call in for, and then right after that I had to jump in the car, go get my hair cut. So
I understand, but I've got some shorts and a t-shirt if you want to borrow one, or a swimsuit.
Yeah. Not today, probably. His body doesn't need to be exposed right now. It is not summer ready.
Understandable. Totally.
So today we're going to talk about words that you don't want your child to say.
Yes, because
the other day, as I mentioned before, we're potty training, which means that there is lots. It's close, by the way. I know.
That's close. Okay. I gave you a lid to make
dead?
sure.
Or is it live?
No, it's not live. She just put her cup down by some audio equipment, and I'm like, it's okay. I gave you a lid.
Yes, and I closed this thing.
Yeah.
So, electronics and water do not mix, guys. Brought to you by Vera and Heather. I Can't Mom Today podcast. Hey, it's iced coffee.
It's something.
We're potty training. We are potty training Baker, and he still has accidents because he's a little baby. I forgot. It was a Friday afternoon. I got home and I was getting his bag, and I was like, "Oh shit!" because I forgot his dirty clothes that are at school. So there's fermenting all weekend, which is really gross.
Ew.
I know. I called Brad. Thankfully, he was able to stop by the school and get it on his way home.
Worse when they're teenagers, though, by the way.
But, yeah. Gross. I don't even want to think about it. Any socks or anything else that I don't want to know about.
Oh, gross. Yeah.
So, so I said, "Oh, shit." And as soon as I said it, Baker goes, "Oh, shit." And so now I'm trying to say, "Oh, shoot, oh, shoot, oh, shoot." So he'll go, for not kidding you, like 15 times. "Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit." But sometimes it sounds like "oh shit." Uh-huh. And the other night at my mom's house, I swear, he said "fuck" like 4 times.
Nuh-uh.
Actually, more like 14. And Brad and I were like, "Oh my God, what is he saying? Is he saying that?" And he was. Or we don't know. It sounded an awful lot like that word. So.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a story with Lucas. When he was little, he was probably about Baker's age, and he had those little nesting. It's like, where it's one doll smaller than the other goes inside of each other. And then they were ducks, and they're plastic ducks. And then they have a little string, so they're all on wheels, so you can roll them around. Great toy, by the way. Highly recommend the
Don't
toy.
mind me. I'm just...
You're having some iced coffee.
I have a hole in my mouth.
Enjoy some more iced coffee. He was trying to put his together, and I'll never forget, he was so cute because he was still in diapers, actually, at that point. And he was just sitting there just in his diaper, playing on the floor. And all of a sudden he goes, "Freaking crap!" I was like, freaking quap? What? Oh no. Hearing that out of a 1.5-year-old's mouth just sounded totally wrong. And I thought I was being good by saying freaking quap, just like shoot.
Yeah.
But after a while, you're like, ugh, it doesn't sound really good. So then I was like, I gotta find out other things. So thus became holy cannoli. Oh my gosh. I had to think about when he's in daycare, what's acceptable for him to say.
Yeah.
And that's really tough. Because then I have another girlfriend whose 2 sons go to a very nice private Christian school, and they cuss. And they'll say to some other kid, somebody like, you're a bitch, blah, and just go off. And my girlfriend is not afraid of cussing.
Yeah.
And growing up in Brooklyn, that was what we did. And my parents always said there's a time and a place. But again, in Brooklyn, if a kid busts out with an F-bomb, sometimes it's more okay than it is down here in the South.
Yeah.
And in different areas of at least the U.S., it's not okay.
It's very taboo.
Yeah, it's very taboo. So she's gotten several calls from teachers. Sorry, your kid is saying all the F-bombs and bitch and, even crap. Some people don't accept crap. We did one podcast about what's okay to call your privates. Even some people don't even like the word but. So you got to figure out, how do you navigate. What do you do? What my parents said was there's a time and a place.
Yeah.
So, no, you can't say, either A, you're too young, so when you're little, and then as we got older, which is what I'm doing with Lucas, is there's a time and a place. He doesn't even cuss in front of me, and I don't cuss in front of him, typically, unless we're really upset. And then it's if you're really upset and you need that word to express yourself, then go for it.
Yeah. And that's what I think. I don't think it's a dirty word. I'm not using it dirty. It's for emphasis. That's how my vocabulary works with those words. It's not because I'm dirty or trashy or whatever. It's an emphasis. It's it's very big. It's fucking huge. That's what you say,
what the fuck?
Yes.
I'm fucking pissed. Well, then that brings me to another story when I was in college. And I think I may have told you this story before, Heather, where I was in the dorm, and again, this is before cell phones. I'm aging myself. So
should a beeper?
I didn't have a beeper, but I had a phone where you'd take the phone with the long cord to get out of your dorm room, so that at least your dorm mate didn't have to hear you. So you'd sit in the hallway on the phone, and everybody did that. We all had long cords, and we'd all sit in the hallway dorm. And I was on the phone one time with my parents and had gotten a B on a paper, and I was fucking pissed. I was like, what the fuck? I got a fucking B on this paper, and I thought I deserved an A, and blah, 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 blah. And I hang up the phone, and I've got all my friends that live on the same hall, and they look at me with these wide eyes and say, were you just talking to your dad? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, that you said fuck on the phone with your dad. And I was like, yeah. I was fucking pissed because I got a fucking B instead of a fucking A. And so they were all amazed. Well, then, flash forward, my girlfriend who lives in the room next to me comes out in the hallway, is on the phone, and she's like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. She hangs up the phone. I look at her. I said, were you on the phone with your mom? She said, yeah. And I said, you call your mom ma'am? That's so weird. You couldn't, yes, ma'am, no, what, really? She said, yeah, well, that's the appropriate thing to say. It's my mother. I should say ma'am. And so, very different. And we both,
I'm a good mix of both.
Yeah?
Yeah, so my dad didn't care. He was like, whatever your language is, you choose it, kind of thing. He didn't really,
I love your dad.
It wasn't
He's
one of
so
those
cute.
things.
Yeah.
But my mom was like, no, and to this day, I don't even like to curse around her because that's something she was not comfortable with. So I respected that, and I still try to respect that because that's not something that she wanted to hear from me. Even though I'm an adult plus an adult. I'm an adult plus an adult. I had to do math.
Wait, you are an adult.
I was thinking 21.
Oh, okay. Well, still at 21.
But I'm an adult that has been an adult for an adult amount of time. I still don't say, I'll slap like a shit or an ass or something. I'll slip it out. I think I may have even said the F word before, but I really try to reserve not say the F word at all around her. So I have a little bit of a mix of both, but we also say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am all the time as well. And I expect that. Well, I expect that of Baker as well.
Lucas, he knows when I'm serious, he'll just say okay or yes. like when I'm not serious. And then when I am serious, then he says, yes, ma'am. Because then it's like, do you understand? Yes, ma'am. So that's like, I've got the respect I need. We need to have that come together thing. Now that, of course, he's 16, I need to, if he's going to treat me with respect, I got to treat him with respect to some degree. So I expect that. But that goes back to my parents, same thing. Like when I got to a certain age and I could be like, well, what the fuck shit? I'm so fucking pissed. I had to be a certain age because you understand the gravity of those words. When you're too young to understand the gravity of them, then you don't need to be using them as part of your vernacular all the time. Damn iced coffee.
I think that there is a time and place, and my friends have done an excellent job of it. The ones that I have, the youngest is my godson. They are like, they curse pretty frequently. She doesn't so much, but the dad does. Yeah, the kids are really, well, I mean, I've never heard them curse. Ever.
So Luke, I remember too, when he was little, he said to me, how come mommies don't curse and dads do? I remember him asking me that, and I thought that was pretty funny.
I just can't. Like I said, it's a form of expression for me versus an actual like mean word or bad word. Or I don't think it's bad. It's just it's like saying this red ball.
Yeah, only it's a fucking red ball.
Yeah,
it's really red.
Yeah, it's not very red.
It is fucking red.
Yeah.
So so that's kind of what happens. But everybody, I think too, depending on where you live. But that's what I think is you need to teach your child. Of course, at 1.5 years, it's hard to teach them. But as he grows, then you say there's a time and a place. You need to be respectful of your audience. You know.
Yes.
And
like
I think that's
around. If he drops something and uses it in the proper tense, I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
But it would have to be at home and occasionally, not often, because it does show a sign of respect as well. Like, I'm your mom. I'm not okay with you using that frequently or often. If it slips out every now and then, I mean, I know you use it around your friends. I'm not stupid.
That's the way it is with Luke.
know?
Like, Luke does the same thing. Like, he doesn't, and I don't cuss around him a lot either. Now, I've just started in the last year to cuss around him. If we're joking around or it seems appropriate, I'll say a cuss word. And same thing with him. Typically, we don't unless it's unless it's appropriate. It's not like it's just all the time. That's kind of what, because also, too, I want him to be able to not use those words, because when I first moved down south, it was such a part of my language that I didn't even realize how much I was cussing, because growing up in Brooklyn, it's just part of, they're adjectives or and or nouns and or they're pretty much everything. So I just had to learn, well, I need to understand my audience, understand where I am. Of course, I would never in a million years say that in like a class or church or in a job interview or
you would,
go
figure. If you don't want the job.
Yeah, exactly. Well, unless you don't want the job.
Tips on not getting a job.
What the fuck? So I don't fucking want this job. Or I'd really fucking like this job.
I feel like though, if I'm I usually use the words when I'm really angry or I'm telling a story.
Yeah, you're passionate.
Yes.
Like, I think it's a part of being passionate.
Yes.
But again, some people don't feel like those words are appropriate at all.
Agreed.
So you need to know if the person who's listening to you is not comfortable, then you need to be able to turn them off.
Yes.
So you need to be able to have that switch, I guess is kind of what I'm saying. And so so how do you teach a 1.5-year-old not to say shoot? Are you okay with him with Baker saying shoot?
Yeah. Because I think it's really cute when he says, oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot. And he says it over and over again. Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot.
It's so cute.
Oh, shoot.
I haven't gotten to see Baker since he was a baby, and now he's walking around. He's got this little blonde hair, and he's so cute.
He's very cute.
He is a hoss. He's big.
He is.
Yeah. Well, it's cute. I hope you understand.
No,
I mean that in the best
yeah,
possible way, not saying like he's, okay.
I want to enroll him in weight loss camp tomorrow.
Oh, goodness. That's a whole nother podcast, right? God, that's a good idea. We should maybe talk about that.
Enrolling Baker in weight loss camp?
No. And eating, just like eating. Well, no, we've talked about eating, but also, too, as your children get to be a little older and they have access, So, anyway, don't want to get too into another idea. We'll formulate that one. But if you listen to this podcast and you have an idea for that, well, because of overeating, how do you keep your child from...
Oh, yeah. You put a bowl of Pirate's booty in front of Baker.
Oh, it's all over.
never ending. It would just keep going and going and going.
There she wrote. That's it. There, yeah, that's it. So
if you want to leave a fucking message on Facebook, just kidding.
So we already gave the disclaimer. So what the fuck? We might as well go for it. So those of you who can handle a few fucking cuss words, then you've been listening.
Get your ass over to Facebook.
Get your ass to Facebook.
I Can't Mom Today podcast. You can look our group up. You can also go to Instagram with I Can't Mom Today podcast. And Gmail, I Can't Mom Today podcast at gmail.com. We're looking for more show ideas, something that you want to listen to, because you drive our show, and we give, if you have an idea, we want to hear it and we want to do a show about it.
Well, yeah. And if you struggle, like maybe if you're worried about your child as they get to be 4 and 5, and you notice like you're worried about their weight or whatever, maybe we can find someone, contact us through those venues and say, hey, I do. And our Facebook has gotten really good. We've got like 256 members now. So, and everybody's becoming so much more active, which is amazing. Yay! Yeah. Thank you. And that just makes it that much better. So then if we see something and somebody makes a suggestion, then we can move forward with it and hope that we can be more informative and helpful and hopefully entertaining and make you feel like you're not alone, because that's the big part of it.
Let me clarify, because I don't want anybody to get like, people are already dusting off their fingertips and saying 4 and 5-year-olds can't be overweight. We're not saying 4 and 5-year-olds are overweight. We're just saying that there are legitimate health concerns at times that kids don't know how to monitor what they're eating and how much they're eating.
So how can you as a mom work on that?
Forming how to form those cues, those
when
cues.
And when they get old enough, like around 4 or 5, I had a little basket for Luke. He could go pick any of them, and it was a little bag of Pirate's Booty, a little bag of natural gummy treats, and I'd say, you can have one. I wanted him to learn how to self-snack, kind of, so.
Yeah, because we've all done it where we're watching TV and next thing we know, a bag of popcorn's gone. You're like,
who knew where that went?
There's a hole in this bag somewhere, right?
So that's, teaching them as they get to the point where they're starting to so we can get into that. If you're interested, let us know. And hopefully,
if you have an expert that can help.
Yes, if you have suggestions on an expert, maybe we'll get Rachel on again. Rachel is really helpful. She's a nutritionist, so maybe we'll ask her about how to do that as well.
Yeah,
we'll do it. But yes, please keep posting on our Facebook and our Gmail, and I Can't Mom Today podcast. Either way, and we hope that we're here for you, and you're here. We're all here for each other. That's what it's all about.
All right, and we're ending it before Vera's iced coffee gets to her.
Yeah, too much iced coffee. I've got to go make another pot.
All right, bye. Until next time.